This is tricky. Alright, so we're going to turn that on to video 4. We are live. I'll be with you in a minute. Just going to grab a coffee. Give me a few minutes. You can chill out, relax. Let's see here. What can we do for you? Let's go into. Oh, this is really awkward. All right. I don't know why it's not doing the right. Okay. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm just trying to get this kind of set up here. Okay. Here we go. Just gonna put on some background chill music. So just gonna have some music going in the background. Just give me a minute. I just want to grab something to drink, and then we will start. We'll be starting soon. Just gonna go over there and turn on our light. Oh, yeah. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to. I forgot to turn on my lights and everything. It's been a crazy morning. Been going since 5 o'clock this morning. Kind of all over the place. Right. So got my juice, my morning juice. Already had enough coffee. I'm bouncing off the walls with the coffee. All right, let's see. Okay. Shamanini, hi guys, good morning or afternoon. It's already 5 minutes past the time I wanted to start. I actually wanted to do a lunchtime rush kind of situation. So today we're gonna get started by doing starting the smudge. If you guys want to call in today, you can still do a call in. Been going since about 5 o'clock this morning, doing dream catchers, doing readings, so I'm a little bit, I'm right there. So yes, we're going to start with our smudge and, kind of clear the energy so that we can have another positive session for readings today. Been really glad that the readings that I've been doing so far have resonated with people, and I'm glad that the information you get through me is, as to be authentic and genuine in what I do, right? So I wouldn't be doing it if it was, wasn't real. So, because I wouldn't feel right doing something, trying to, as in the olden days, scam people or anything like that. So yeah, so you can call in. The number's here. It might come backwards, so you might have to look at this number instead, because I'm using my front-facing camera. So today I ended up getting another dream catcher finished, a couple of little ones for the draw at the end of the month. For the little ones, I made another a pink one, so you have your option, and that draw will be on October 31st for the dream catcher. Don't forget, this week's draw is for a 20-minute free reading, so make sure you comment, share, like, and get your name into the weekly draw. You do have to place a comment to be valid, because just being a subscriber as well, subscribe or comment are the two mandatory things that you must at least have one of those to be valid for the draw. If you're just showing up, not commenting, not sharing or liking videos, or leaving, a comment, there's no possible way for me to know who you are. So without your name, it's kind of hopeless. So I only enter the names that I do have on record through my subscribers list, people that have shared or commented on this week's videos, which would have been yesterday's 3. We had an opportunity to comment on those ones. Any video that is from the 15th to what is Saturday, I guess today's the 16th, so it's 17, 18, 19. So anything by noon on Saturday, that any videos between now and noon Saturday are eligible for winning the 20-minute free. I do have the current last winner is Champagne C. She did claim the prize, so she's going to get her 30-minute read via however she feels she wants to have it done, if she wants me to record or whatever. So just letting you guys know. A lot of different things are going to be coming up in the next few weeks, just to generate, some information, or generate the, what do you call, the viewer interaction. I'm really looking forward to interacting with more of you. I am looking for a moderator for when we do get a bit of, I'm still trying to figure out how to set it up, because I don't actually use my laptop. I have a desktop that's just like right wonky. It won't accept me to play my version of the browser to do the live stream via my Mac, right? So it's an iMac. So we're just gonna have to just kind of wing it right now. If Daisy Unicorn, if you're there, I'd really appreciate if you could do some more shout outs like you did yesterday. If you're not, if somebody else wants to take over that until she does show up, or would like to be a moderator, please let me know. Then I don't have to worry so much about the chat. That the moderators can probably answer a lot of the questions. If I'm focusing on reading or I'm channeling information, I prefer not to really be interrupted, because then it can break a connection and then it's kind of lost. So I try not to be too focused on the chat when I'm doing my readings. When you ask for a reading, just say I want a reading. You don't have to give me any information as to what the situation is. I prefer it that way, so that I get so it's not like a tapered reading for you. There may be other issues that might be pertinent to the situation that you need to address first or be aware of. So I always like to just hear, I would like a reading, and then I'll go from there. All right, so that's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. I don't ask for very much. Donations are welcome, mind you. Don't forget, you can do those through paypal.me/shamanemmy333, and donations are more than welcome. I really appreciate it. To book a reading, just email me your reading request, and then I'll shoot you back a price, depending on what you're asking for, how long. Sometimes I do base the pricing on the question in itself, as to be kind of guessing which kind of direction to go with the reading. There are some set prices, which are just kind of not a set in place, set in stone kind of pricing. It's a sliding scale based on your needs. So I'm here to offer my services based on your needs. Anybody that I have a funny feeling is trying to be smart or cunning with their reads, it will come through. It definitely will come through the vibration, and it's almost like my alert radar goes off and basically says, no, this isn't right. And I'm very, very intuitive that way. I actually follow the directions of the universe, and I don't let people take a chance to even have that inch to take that mile. Not to be rude or anything, I just don't want to waste your time or anybody else's time while we're ending up doing reads, if we're possibly doing them live. The other thing is, I'm going to just turn this down a little bit here. So I don't really question too much. If it's an emergency read that you need it right away, it will be a first come first served basis. So just so you know. I do have. I gotta look at my schedule again. I had a cancellation for yesterday afternoon for 2:30 for an hour. So if somebody wants to book a reading for that time and have their payment into paypal.me /shaman Emmy 333, you can put your donation there. I'm kind of guessing that a one card or one question or one card read would run about $10. We'll pull maybe a couple clarifiers on those on the initial card. The next one would probably be your past, present, and future. That would be your 3 card general. Then we'd have the more in-depth, which would end up being a 6 to 9 card read, which would probably run you about I would say $25 to $30 for the 6 to 9 card read. Emergency readings are like $65 to be negotiated, right? Depending on the vibration I get for the read. If it's over before the time allotted, then I'll drop it down to the price ahead of it for like a 20-minute read or 25-minute read or 15 to 30-minute read. I think I have it on my discussion page as, I believe, 25. I'm not sure. And then I think it goes up $5 for every half an hour after that. But it's based on, how things are going. I try not to be doing this for the money's sake, but I do have to start not being able to give it all away for free, right? So, okay, where are we here, people? Video manager. Okay, so we're going to go to my channel and we are going to find my other one so that I can focus on you guys. There it is. Shaman Emmy. There we go. Okay, so I found it. Great to see that 2 are watching. We're going to just do an overall feeling for the day. I ended up getting another dream catcher done, and I want to show you guys because this is actually for sale as well. I do have the smaller ones that are ornamental, but this is the other one that I just finished making this morning. I was up doing a reading this morning, and then I felt like I wanted to do something in regards to another dream catcher. So that's all the beading inside. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So the colors are there. So, there's all different variations of colors. So if you're interested in getting your order in for Christmas time, probably don't wait any later till November 15th will be the cutoff for dream catchers that you want to ship to the giving part or the receiving party, or if you want to be receiving them before the Christmas rush comes in, so you have them for ornament. There'll be a whole bunch going up probably over the week. I've been pounding them away. I've got three of them that are on the go right now. The medicine wheel one that I want to keep for our little channel here, so we have all the healing spiritual energy that we need. But the other 2, I have a hot pink one coming out, and I also have this blue one that has to finish today. It'll be done today with white feathers, and then we've got a brown one that's going to be kind of fall autumn feathers. It's going to look amazing. I just love doing it. So that's what's new with me. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Love the weather outside. It feels like it's going to snow. I haven't felt cold weather like this since the last time it was supposed to snow. So let's keep our fingers crossed that the coast doesn't see snow, because people don't know how to drive at night out here. It's just like a public skating rink when it comes to people driving. That's why I prefer, just to sit at home, drink my juice, and have a good day. So I'm just gonna have a drink here, and then we'll get started. All right. Okay. So I think we're gonna use a sandalwood today. I haven't used sandalwood in a few days, so I was kind of feeling that maybe we need to balance a bit. Everybody seems to be getting readings about not being balanced, so maybe we can get some balancing energy for the people that are feeling a little off kilter. All right, so light are a little smudgy. Okay, still waiting on my sweetgrass and sage bundles. I guess there was like a problem with the orders, so they had to go and reorder items. So it might be at least another week, maybe a week and a half, 10 days or so before I'll actually get my sage bundles. Those are also possibly going to be on sale as well. I can let you know when I get closer to the time of actually receiving them. I'm not going to make promises yet because they've been delayed once. This will be the second delay because they actually ran out of sage. They have to go and collect it, bring it back, package it and everything, and they were running really, unless I wanted the loose sage, which you can use as well in your smudging. I like to go and after I get mine, just pick up medicine from around, like cedar chips, or go into the wilderness and get some evergreen or whatever, piney smell you like for your medicine. Even the ones, just the evergreens that you have in your yard work well. Just make sure you dry it out so it's not so wet. It'll have a better smoldering effect if you mix it with dry with the wet a bit, so it has some moisture in it. I love the sound that it does even when it's crackling. So it's like a crackling log fire, but it's only medicine, right? So we're going to smudge the area. Just give a little smudge to the energies and clearing whatever residual energies was left over from the last reads. I always like to start with a new chalkboard of communication. So I'll give you guys a little bit over there. And we'll give a bit to me, my energies. I'm grateful for you today. Hopefully we can get some great vibrational music. Music. I guess somebody's listening to music maybe. Get some great vibes going again today, as you've been so blessing us with over the last few days. So this is for my energies and all my ancestors, all my relations. Hi. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I haven't even checked the sound on this yet. I don't know if the sound is good or not. So we're just gonna maneuver you guys over here a little bit. Okay, okay. So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we're gonna go like this. Okay, so Juice has to move out of the way. Okay, so you guys can see down here. I'll just move that out of the way. Oh my gosh, who is here today? So Kimchi B. I'm going to order a dream catcher today too. Oh, sweet. All right, you guys, I'm so grateful for that. That's awesome. Kimchi B, you'd like a spiritual reading. I'm just gonna, hey Champagne, how are you? I sent you an email back this morning. I think it was just before I started doing a reading at like 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. Kimchi Bay's here. I have money to send. Yeah, if you want to send money for the donations or for the reading, please specify what reading you're getting. Hang on, let me go to I think it's on my discussion page is what I have kind of randomly kind of set for pricing. Let me just figure this out. Blah! You guys got me. You guys got me. Just going crazy here. Not even, wondering where I'm supposed to be. So we're just gonna go to that one. I believe. Where is it? Oh, no, it's on the about page. And it's not there either. I didn't save it. Okay. Basically. What I was kind of thinking was a 1-card read would be $10 with 2 clarifying cards. A half an hour read, I was thinking of putting it at about 25. Anything like 30 minutes to an hour would be like 35, and then anything over an hour would be 45. So it's kind of that kind of, it's not just set in stone. I'm willing to maybe budge if, the situation allows for me to, knock off an extra 10% or whatever, right? So there. We'll go with that and see how that goes. I'm not too sure what happened to you all there. Okay, so, why is that like that? Okay. Okay, so, sorry I'm having troubles finding you. It's paypal.me, so if you type in HTTP, here, I'll put it in the chat here. Okay, hang on. Okay. So it's http semicolon / www.paypal.me / or paypal.me / Shaman Emmy323, all lowercases. Here, I'll put it, see if I can put it in as a public comment. So it's www.paypal.me / Okay, so I just put it in the comment. I just commented, so you can click on that link there and it'll take you right to, it's one of the comments is where you can actually get a hold of my PayPal account and deposit. Let me know ahead of time what you were looking to have done. So it's in the comments. Just look in the first comment in the comment section. I put the link to my actual PayPal account there. So Kimchi Bay, that information is there for you. Okay, and who else? Champagne, I'm one on another channel, well, a couple of channels. Lol. Okay, cool. I don't know how to set this up because I am using a desktop and it's not recognizing my browser. It's an older Mac, so you know it's kind of a little bit some days. You know, so it's hard to upgrade it when you're dealing with a little bit older version of the MacBook. Desktop is the iMacs, so trying to figure out how to upgrade everything on it, but I'm waiting to get a laptop, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so Kimchi Bay, let me know when you've got that. Do I have an email? Yes, I have an email. My email address, I'll put it into the chat as well. Shaman me333 gmail.com. Okay, so there are the contact information. You can email me at that email address, and we can go from there. So I guess we gotta pull out some cards. We need to get on the card reading. Okay, so I'm excited that I'm going to be picking up some new cards hopefully later this week. I'm just waiting for those to come in, some really cool ones. I don't think anybody has these cards, but I am going to be getting, which are going to be really cool. Because I'm kind of like the different unique ones. You get different messages with different types of cards. You know, the Rider-Waite is very, to me, it's very limited. Like for what you can see and what messages you get. I don't know, I guess I haven't done the Rider-Waite. That to me it's very very common. It seems like, you know, like everybody uses it, but I don't use it at the same way everybody else does, so it's a little bit hey Vinny G, how are you doing? Nice to you, welcome. We're just going to do an overall energy read for you guys today. I have been up late finishing Dreamcatchers. I've got the one, I think it was you were saying that you liked the Boston Bruins, but I did finish one that has the black and yellow, because I think that was you that mentioned that you liked the Boston Bruins, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I have finished that one. It's going good. It's been crazy busy. Trying to get a lot done in a day is not working very well. I still have my website to do. My Facebook my Facebook page is almost done, so I'll be able to do like one card day readings there. Because I don't want to spend all my time on YouTube, right? I want to be able to use different platforms with my readings and get the word out there for people to, you know, get the readings that they want, right? So it's been crazy busy this week. It's going to be another full-on week for a lot of people. So if you're feeling like you've got extra things to do, don't worry about it. It'll all get done. Trust me, it will all finally get done. Because I know that yesterday we were having a lot of people having no energy. And like I said, I ended up spending so much energy last week that I went to sleep and slept all the way through Saturday and wasn't even here to do the drive, you know, at 3:33 like I said I was going to be, because I slept through the whole day. I haven't slept through a whole day like that, 36 hours, and I don't know how long, right? Okay, so yeah, that would be it. Yes. Yeah, the true God expand. I get so drained and I lose so much energy when I do this, and I never expect it back because it's what I give to the universe. So the universe, when it feels necessary to give me information, I don't request too much from it. I don't base my intentions with a greed because I want it back or I want this or I want that. Those are not needs, right? My needs are you guys to make sure that you guys' needs are being met as a reader, as a giving you your messages that spirit or your angels or whatever you'd like to call them, your higher power, your source, being more direct connected with him. So I don't even watch TV. I try to stay away from even the YouTube channels that have like the fake politics, the fake news. It's just it's very it's almost like making you feel like you're a real idiot, and I don't think that's appropriate either, right? Making people feel like they're clueless isn't the idea of actually raising your vibration to be on a more positive, compassionate note, right? So I don't honestly agree with some of the YouTube channels, but who am I to say, right? People find entertainment in it, that's fine. I just find that it seems some of them go overboard with it and you know take it a little one step too far is what I think. Um, hey, it's me running myself right into the ground before I'll stop. Like I'm very hard on myself. I'll keep going and going until like I'm like the Energizer Bunny until my battery's really absolutely I'm falling asleep at the wheel type thing, sitting at my table doing a reading and I'm zoning out. Like that's when I know it's time to slow down and take a break. But I have not had one of those major energy drains or being not full of energy probably in I would say 6 to 8 months since last summer. So it's not very often I do. I usually can satisfy myself on like a couple hours sleep, like 4 to 5 hours, based on getting messages and channeling and doing two businesses at once and keeping everything on top. There's so much in a person's life that you just don't have, right? Oh, sorry for bothering you. Oh, Kimchi Bay, don't worry about it. You're not bothering me here, Dunny. It's not a problem at all. Uh, did you click on that paypal.me shaman emmy323 in the comment section? There is a link to my PayPal. You can do it there. As soon as I'll click on it and tell you what it does, it takes you to PayPal me, and then there should be Mystic Native Dreams, right? PayPal Shaman Emmy. I don't know if you have to log in or make an account. If you have one, just put the amount there that you'd like to donate to me and then hit next, all right? So I know that link does work. That's in the comments. You just click on it. It'll take you right to it, and then just follow the instructions for um, donating to the channel. And I really appreciate it. Thank you ahead of time. So we're going to do an overall read. We're going to give it a couple shuffles here. And we're going to see what is in store for us today. Maybe we'll have a different vibration today. I have a funny feeling there's going to be a total different vibration today. I have good hope for this. We always get jammed cards, so maybe people are getting kind of jammed up in their energy. You don't know what to do with it or displace it properly. Yeah, I think we're getting a lot of people jammed within themselves and not knowing what to do with it. So maybe we can get some information on to how to become unjammed. We do not want to be jammed anymore, do we, people? We want to be free and moving and flowing and having a great damn day. So let's see if we can get some information on to why are we feeling so jammed. If that's the case, and I think that's what this will be, feeling jammed in a on a fabulous day when you think you shouldn't be. So energies, universe, please give us some guidance into why so many of us might be feeling the jammed feeling, and why. All right. Okay. Thank you, universe, for giving us messages for the channel today to better insight people and give them more insight into how to, get their energy flowing again. So here we go. There we go. And we got what is this? The Eight of Swords. And this one, everybody's bound. Everybody is feeling this binding, like jam feeling, and not sure what to do with it. We're all just kind of all standing around waiting for the next person to kind of give us a clue as to what the hell this energy is, right? So I haven't been actually feeling jammed up. I've been doing really well. I've been focusing my energy on the dream catchers and everything. So there's just proof that we are feeling a bit of a jammed up session. So hopefully we'll be able to release some of that energy today, right? We're tied up and we're blindfolded to where we're going to go with this, but we're going to have fun doing it. I know that. Okay, so we're going to have some fun today and just mess around with the universe and kind of get a little bit more relaxed and hanging and just release some of the frustration and the stress. So we're going to have some chuckles today, I'm sure. Um, so that's a pretty good card that we got right off the hop to verify we are feeling jammed. I need some peanut butter. Anybody have any peanut butter so we can become peanut butter jelly time? We can do a dance maybe, entertain, the jam being peanut butter. No, I'm kidding. So we're going to ask the universe one more time. Can you give us a solution to why we are feeling so jammed? Please. For my viewers out there. Oh, and we're going to go, Wheel of Fortune. There you go. Everything's aloof. Everything is just not. Try the gin jam. I was trying to unjam too. I was thinking about doing some jamming, dancing, whatever you want to call it, in my living room again, just to unjam the energy for y'all and send you some good vibrations. Like the song says, "Good Vibrations" by the Beach Boys. Nothing but a good vibration. So yeah, so the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. So we're kind of feeling that we got to be a little bit more clear on where we're putting our energy and focusing on more positive instruction. There is not going to be any misunderstanding when it comes to your Wheel of Fortune or your finance or whatever this may be resembling for you. There's the elusive devil card. He's kind of lying back, just waiting, right? He's trying to get his little claw in there somehow, but he's trying to be nonchalant about his experience into dealing with somebody's Wheel of Fortune there. So somebody's going to be dealing with some temptation. Don't give in to the temptation of maybe buying a new piece of furniture or something for your home. Always do your homework in regards to when you're dealing with your Wheel of Fortune. Never take it for granted. That's what these guys are doing down here. They're doing their homework on maybe a future purchase. Don't go right away and buy something, a large ticket item right now, because the energy is kind of out there. You might want to wait for a better deal. That there's a lot of I always look at the clouds. I don't know why I'm drawn to the gray clouds. It's like a neutral cloud, but it's like it's going to get a little bit cloudy and fuzzy for a little while. Like your energy is going to feel like it's not picking up anything, or you're just kind of like in a zombie, like put, 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 boom mode, right? So you're just puttering along kind of energy, like an old Studebaker truck with that little white smoke that comes out and it goes put, 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 put. And then all of a sudden you had a big bang, right? And that's when you wake up and realize that, things are a little bit not the way you wanted them to be. I feel that there is a lot of messages that might be a little bit confused when you receive them. You won't know where they're from. They could be from anywhere. But the message you receive, you're going to be kind of in a state of wonderment as to why you received this message when you did. It could be a friend or a relative contacting you, and you're kind of like put off by, why is this person contacting me now? It may not be a favorable communication, so be wary of that. You might get a communication that's kind of either standoffish or outright blatantly rude. Okay, so I'm just going to give it to you like I'm being given. You're not expecting this kind of communication from said parties that are going to send you this communication. It's not a very becoming attribute for the person sending it. So just remember that, they're sending it based on their experience and their knowledge and their perception of things. So always remember that what you perceive is not always what you hear, say, or do. Okay, it gets changed. It's like that old game of playing pass the message when we used to sit around in a circle in elementary school, and you'd whisper a line or something in somebody's ear, and you wait for it to go all the way around the circle until it gets back to you, and it's never the same message that you even put out, right? So you might be finding that you might be getting miscommunication messages back from the universe, or from people that you had sent out thoughts or questioning certain situations with somebody. So you might get some revelation into that. Okay. So Venus retrograde, right? The past returns. Yes, the past. But you know what? If you allow it to return in its form that it was sent, or that you had sent it out, or that you had lost it in, I find when I've gone and lost something, and it does return to me, even in like spirit form. I've had my litter of kittens, and I lost that one little kitten on our last one. He got FIPS, which is a viral lung. It was a viral where he basically swelled up with water. He had a leak in somewhere, and it's like leukemia. It's almost like pneumonia for humans, right? And it's transferable from cat to cat. So we hadn't had his shots done, and we're going to get them updated, and we never did in time. And next thing you know, I thought he had just eaten too much. Well, the next day he got so big, he ended up looking like the fat cat from Alice in Wonderland. I know it's funny to say it like that because it brings a bit of lightness to losing him, but he would wander and waddle around with his little belly all like a little pork belly pig, and he was happy. Like, he still managed to get out of his bed, jump on the floor, go and eat. He'd waddle back and forth like the fat cat from Alice in Wonderland, minus the hat. And he was very compassionate, even until his last little moments. He was very happy. He was, he was still in good spirit. It was getting to be painful for him towards the end. I ended up in the hospital myself for other reasons. So I wasn't here when he took his last moment, so it kind of sucks. So we ended up getting a kitten in this new litter that has the same similar marking that he had, and just his personality already just reminds me of him. So, whether it even be a living or just a tangible item that you not found, but the past will be coming up for so many of you. I know I did a reading for one of you guys the other day about that, how the past is returning, and they're trying to think of a way to make it more smooth the edges to make an easy entrance into, right? So we'll do the energy reading for past, present, and future. So that's what the main reading today is going to be, is for past, present. So everybody take your little white chalkboards and wipe it all clean. We're going to clear the energy right now before we start that. So I'm going to erase my chalkboard, and we're going to start with a clean slate. And we're going to get down to this. If you feel like calling in to do an energy reading just for the hell of it, just to see how well those ones go, I would really like to be able to do one of those and just see how well it does. The phone number to phone in to do a reading, I just wouldn't mind trying to do one to see how it's received when you're actually live. So number again is 778-766-5696 if you want to call in, and we can do like a live energy reading. We'll do a one card on for a caller here. Okay, so we're going to go back to the past energies and what are we facing with this, and if there's an easier route to maybe having to deal with past life history, past life traumas, past relationships, anything to deal with past energy that we can help get rid of the residual to move on into a more productive forward moving motion. And it seems like we're going to be there for a little while yet. We're still going to be having those sleepless nights. The energy is just not letting go. This one's going to be a stronghold one that's going to sit there and bother you for some time yet. And that's exactly what he's saying. It's like, oh my God, really? Like, seriously, I've had enough. I'm done. I want to rest. I want this to be over and done with. How much more can I take? Kind of feeling. So that's confirmation that, that energy that we're facing is going to hang around for a little bit longer. Hopefully not too much longer. So when I get into those, I recommend that maybe just even going and getting your Google Assistant out ask her some wacky questions because she'll actually brighten your day, even as easy as it is. But the past life is going to be coming back, and it's not going to be a favorable one. I don't feel that the energy for that is going to be in favor of anybody wanting to deal with past. The past is the past. Let it be. Let it rest. Deal with it. Acknowledge it. Own it, and then discard it and release it back to where it needs to be and to stay there. Right. So you always make the request to the universe that I've dealt with this. And if you haven't fully dealt with it, then just put it away for a while, right? Until we're on a better vibrational threshold to be able to deal with. Maybe it's a harder transition or a harder past life trauma that you may be experiencing that you didn't realize you had when you were unpacking your suitcase, right? So we'll grab another card. And there's, what is this? The Six of Cups. This one it always reminds me of two people in a relationship when one's not there. One is not even focusing their energy towards the person that's offering the gift or offering, almost like what do you call that? Not a settlement, but a sympathetic gesture, right? Or it's almost like they're being, full of themselves, and the other person's not interested, but they're kind of playing it as being interested, which is, unfair to the person, but being artificial in what you receive from others, right? Okay, I don't know. You guys can see that? I'll bring it closer. But it shows like two people in reverse, where the person is sitting there offering a gift, and the other person just is like not really interested, but will play the role of being interested. It's not a very nice way to do things, but they're looking for better options. They're looking away because they're not interested, but they're going to drag you along and toe your line and make you feel like it is worthwhile. So there might be some dark energy around this to the point of it being manipulated for a negative purpose. It's to me, to see this one in reverse, it never means anything good is going to come from a relationship. It always means that there's a double standard for one of the parties. It depends on which one you are, the energy-wise. If you're the one giving in a relationship, the other person may not be receiving it or understanding it as it's given. So you could even buy somebody a coffee, and it could be misinterpreted that you're, making an advancement to someone or, in pursuit of someone. But just be careful that you don't pursue the person that seems overly interested to get almost like their little hands dirty with not having to work for what they deserve, right? It's going to be handed to them. So that's the energy. You're not going to be handed anything when you have a double standard and you're acting one way but you're doing another thing. It doesn't work that way. That you will be found out if you're the person that is being offered this and is taking full advantage of it. Without realizing the repercussions of taking something that you don't really want and then having to give it back. The universe will take it back, and the universe is never kind when it has to take something back that was illfully gained by yourself or the other side party, that depending on which side of the coin you're on. But the universe doesn't like double standards. It's direct, and when it gives you something, you acknowledge it, but you don't go and manipulate it to become more greedy or, taking more than what you deserve. And that's what it shows me is basically like two people, two different styles of persona. One has taken the gift from another place. This one's going back and getting another gift and almost like hoarding people's items. Like going in and getting more than your fill on an item. It's like going back for a second piece of pie when you've already had 6, and telling everybody that's only the second piece. And the universe will only deliver what you can handle if you request that from the universe. Like Vinji said, it is very true, and I learned the hard way. Basically lost everything in my life. I destroyed everything that even meant anything. To me, for the simple fact that now I'm going to build it on a stronger foundation, whereas the first one was, a foundation built by everybody else for me to stand on, and it wasn't very, very stable at all, right? PayPal isn't working, but I can use it on Google Pay or Gmail. Okay, sure. Yeah, you can do that, and then I can just deposit it into my account. The other thing is, when you're dealing with that universal energy and trying to outwit the universe, you can't outwit the universe even if you want. You may think that you have, but trust me, it's going to come back and it's going to show you that you're not so fast, right? Not too fast. You weren't too keen on knowing the ins and the outs. So we'll get, we've got the past, the present. So we're going to deal with the future energy that we are being dealt with right now through the universal love. And may give us some good guidance for the energy that people might be a little better equipped to deal with. I think that's a good one. And you'll end up being the Emperor, so you will end up getting everything that you requested, because the Emperor is one of the strongest cards in the deck. He sits in his position and he's very sure and very confident in what he requested, that he will have it returned. Or you'll be in a position of being an emperor status type person with your gifts that you will receive, so long as you haven't gone and double dipped your cause, right? So it's a very good card. It's a very he's got everything he needs. He's not asking for anything more. He's offering, to others. There's others behind them that are being sucked up into the greedy part, and they're not even acknowledging how bad that they have gone and created such a rift within the universal feeling of the energy fields. I would watch out for the ram. I don't know. There's I think it is. Who is it? Who is the sign of the rams again? I totally forgot. The rams. Is that not Aries? Is it Aries? The ram? I can't even remember. But there is the Aries kind of feeling with the ram or year of the like. Be careful. You might have people that like to tattletale around you, that aren't going to be shouting your truth. They're going to try to twist it. I see 4 little rats in this picture, so there's people around you that aren't going to tell you and be forthwith with what they're trying to communicate to you. So always be on guard of that. Always be aware of who you're socializing with. Very selective of who you socialize with, because I see that there's some betrayal or miscommunication that could come up in the next while. I would say probably in the near future, for the next month at least. You may be finding that there's people that are a bit elusive. They don't really want to tell you anything, but they're willing to take your information and run and go boasting about it in a different sense for an ill intent. So almost like causing you a slander against your name, or possibly what do they call it? See, I'm not thinking of my words today. Where they tell tall tales, and I caught a fish this big when it was only this big. You know what I mean? Emphasizing or exaggerating. That's the word. Thank you, Spirit. Exaggerating the truth or the mistruth. Okay, so just be aware of that for about the next month or so. Be aware of who is in your circle, and you may not be able to see it right at first, but they in time will actually reveal themselves to you, and you won't even have to say a word. You'll understand what this message came to you, and you'll hear it, and you'll remember it because it's for the future, and you want to make sure that you have only good people standing in your circle, not people that are going to defame you or cause you more grief. Right? So just be careful of that energy being around you, and if you can, just kind of nip it in the bud and just don't even give it any attention. Just ignore it. It's better off if you ignore it. It will go away sooner or later. It's like it's like a bug. If you just leave it, it will fly away sooner or later. Right? They'll get bored because they're not getting anything from you. You're too strong with the loving, compassionate part. That's not how that kind of energy works. It's working more on the negative, and it's going to feed on whatever crumbs or little droppings or whatever you're going to hand it. If you feed it, it's going to become a problem. It will just infest you, right? It'll just eat you up inside that you've allowed this
situation to happen and not been warned or put on notice about this energy being around you possibly. All right. No, this is over for the next few months. Like the next months, you might run into people that are like this. Just to be aware of them, because they don't mean any good intention. Um, they've got their ears like just burning for like gossip. They just want to gossip and gossip and gossip, and their ears are like almost um, almost like they've got like their hearing aids turned up, right? And they're listening with their ears to every little piece of detailed information that they can go and gossip about, type thing, right? Going to handle it. Yeah, yeah. We can look at it, Kimchi Bay, after we do the live feed. I will stick around on the live chat there, and we can figure something out. All right, that's not a problem. I'm not too worried about it right now, but we'll look into seeing how to do this. I don't know if you tried that link that I posted in the PayPal or in the comments on this video. If you scroll down a little bit. Yeah, okay, so see there's somebody that's already experiencing this. So this is just a general for the people that are in here, that this is an energy that you could possibly be facing, and to be very aware of what's around you and who's around you. All right. So that was the energy reading for the overall energy. Is there any other messages, Spirit, that we'd like to know that we can channel today for the people in chat and everywhere else, for anybody else that comes to see this video at a later date? It would be great. I'd appreciate it. Queen of Cups. So there you go. So we're gonna be facing a bit of an upside down kind of feeling, but what's above is so below, right? But you will be able to admire the gifts that the universe has been giving you. Just it's going to take a little bit longer for you to receive them if you're manifesting something. Be careful of what you're manifesting from the universe. It might almost it's going to be a little bit off, for like you're going to feel like you're gone crazy. I don't know why it feels like you're ready to just pull out every strand of hair because this isn't working in your favor. Maybe that's why. But there's been a little bit of a rift put into this energy for you, and it's not by you, it's by something else that you were distracted by, possibly. The rift is rippled, right? So it's being channeled, but it's got a lot of cross waving, a lot of confusion in receiving that message the way it should be, and it's going to actually make you feel like you're just going crazy because you want that answer to be the other way, right? So you want it to be this way, but there's a lot of rippling effects of residual energy, I'm guessing, for you to have to maybe get rid of first. And always focus on releasing that energy, and it's not very hard to do. You don't have to ask for it back. You can ask for it back. It's not something you can't do, that you can't face, but it's going to have you looking at it like, okay, so where did I go wrong? What did I do here? Blah, 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 blah. Is there a way to fix this? There's always a way to fix it. We'll get a clarifying card on the best route to fix the in reverse cards, because we only got one in reverse, and that's pretty good for this, for the overall energy. So that's maybe some things you need to look at. Start being wary of your possessions, and noting things about them, right, that you may be wanting to purchase or come into like a purchase. You're going to want something that's really nice. You'll have to really weigh out the facts if you really want, if that's really a want and that you can financially handle it, because it is a gorgeous piece, whatever you are looking at, as far as maybe some artwork or furniture, a big ticket item, like I said in the beginning of the other card. But just remember that the big ticket item is nice and fancy and looks nice, but it's not always the best timing for that to come through. And so it's just making you be aware of, those big ticket. Look at the details, look at it finely, and ask yourself if it's something that you do require right now, or if it's something that you can wait on, due to the, other energy that's possibly around. that we're trying to weed through or wade through, or instead of running through this energy, we're taking our time and walking the path and taking each like being stuck in the mud. Every footstep you go is what it's going to feel like if you don't listen to universal energy and actually be able to divert the mud pile, like to divert that muddy, sticky situation or mess in the future. I feel confused, foolish, played stupid, and I'm finding out more clues that it could be worse than I thought. Are you serious, Kimchi? No way. Wow. I'm really sorry you had to experience that, darling. That's not anything that I would wish on anybody or even be a part of. And it's unfortunate that people are getting enjoyment out of disrespecting another human as if they were nothing. And that's what we were talking about earlier in the video about how so many YouTube channelers are giving out this, and no word, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this bullshit information just to get likes and views. I'm straight up honest. I will give you it straight from the horse's mouth on my personal view, right? It just shouldn't happen that way. But what I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you this based on my knowledge and being an witch from the past life and knowing how well that spells can work, you can actually dispel that energy right back to them. And all you have to do is really sit back and manifest, right? Oh, wow. You can report that to Twitter, you know that, right? I would be reporting that to Twitter, and they have to usually have, I think, a tracker or a cookie that proves that it's them and that it's not you. But I would definitely report those profiles to Twitter. I know Facebook has a profile link that you can send and say that this person is trying to impersonate me or whatever. I think Twitter has the same security features available for them to remove those accounts for you. But I would definitely get in touch with Twitter, report the fake profiles they're creating in your name, and they can put a watchdog onto their Twitter information, their IP address, and find out more information as to where it's actually coming from and what IP. And if it seems to be a random one, then yeah, if it seems to be a common one, that there's different profiles being placed, and if you don't report it, it's gonna just run rampant, right? It does. It really hurts somebody's feeling that somebody can be that way, and I don't wish that on anybody. But at the end of the day, they're not feeling any pain. It's you is suffering, and that's what I hate to say. Narcissists and sociopaths actually enjoy getting off on that satisfaction of being the bigger, more stronger alpha type, and they're not even not even with a strong leg to stand on, because it's all based on false information, right? Oh, definitely. I thought I was over that. I thought I was over that years and years ago. I even have talked to people that don't even remember being a bully in junior high that I ended up getting into a fight with and got suspended from school with. They don't even remember that, but I remember it as clear as day. I remember every single time I had to get into a fight because I was part Native and I'm living in a Caucasian-based, more Caucasian-based. There wasn't a lot of mixed race in the culture back then. But being adopted into a white family on top of it, it really caused me a lot of turmoil. I didn't know anything about me. I was trying to understand, and I couldn't get the right information, because mine is all based on my culture, right? So I based on my awakening, because I was asked by the spirit guides to continue being a spirit communicator even when I didn't want to, and they would choke me and say, no, you can't not do this for us, you can't go anywhere. And so I accepted it. I walked right into it, right smack dab right into the middle of it, and I just went with the flow. So I haven't worked through some of those traumas. Those are some of the traumas I haven't actually looked at yet that may be holding me back a bit still, because I haven't fully done a full secondary transition. The first one was easy. The first one was the accepting of the calling. The second part was more or less actually communicating with spirit and being gaining my trust and my levels of security with revealing what was personal, even though source everything that you do is recorded in your lifeline, right? So everything that you can remember, and even stuff that you don't, is going to pop up. You're going to be like, where the hell, what? I don't remember that. No, I don't remember that either. And then you'll think about it, you'll put it away for a while, and you'll come to visit again, and you'll be like, it was as clear as day, remembering what happened on that day, what the time was like, what the weather was like, what clothes you were even wearing, what the other person's clothes was even wearing. Like the details, if you just allow it to manifest and be put into an energy field or a place that you're better, excuse me, better able to attune to it, to deal with it. Because some of the first times, and that's what I mean about having like clouds of smoke, that you end up getting a hazy feeling from your past life traumas and everything that are going on, that smoke has to clear out for you to get the clear picture, right? So whenever I see clouds in a reading, it kind of reminds like a haze, like a blockage almost, with the clouds hovering and not being able to get any like leeway past the clouds. And some cards, they actually show very little, where the clouds have dissipated, or it's showing that the universe is coming through to channel some information to you, or to offer you a tool or some guidance from the universal love, right? Yeah, you always try. Getting down to their level is just it's pointless. It really is, because they just keep sinking farther and farther. And in the long run, they'll be looking at you and not getting even a rise out of you. They want a reaction, is what they do. They want that reaction, gratification, instant gratification of personal self-worth, that they're better than you still, right? So I wouldn't even bother with it. Or else, the other thing is, check out YouTube. Maybe you'll find ones that have some good comeback lines for when people say things, and just knock them out of the park with those, right? You could actually take your power back and be, I'm going to knock this out of the park, but with a positive intention. And that's the difference. There's probably different ways you can do that. I would Google it. I would check and see if there's, some good comeback lines for bullies. Even Google that on YouTube or whatever. And just see. Maybe you can come back with a comeback line and they'll be like, what? That didn't work. That didn't pan out the way that we wanted it to, did it? It didn't work out the way you wanted it. And, they'll be kind of set back saying, well, that kind of sucks. That's no fun when you can't get a rise out of somebody. And that's where their mentality level is. It's very childlike, not caring about too much. And that doesn't show too much integrity for the person that they are either, right? If they want to belittle someone to get their higher self on a false stool, that's going to come toppling out underneath of them when somebody else decides to bully them. And then they'll be like, well, why is this coming back at me? Why is it returning to me? Because that's your karmic debt. That's what you get to pay. You have to pay off for doing what you've done to others, and the universe does make sure that karmic debt gets paid one way or the other. A lot of people don't believe in it. I do. I went through a lot of my karmic debt from when I was younger, from being a little girl, and getting angry at my mom for not listening to me, and being hatred on her, and saying I wish she would get sick and die. Just those kind of things are karmic energy builders that you really don't want to get involved in. But I've always, when I've had to deal with that, and I've had to go with my energy against someone, I always come from a loving perspective, but I also will take a stealth mode around the situation and come at a different angle, so it doesn't create too much karmic debt, meaning that you have to carry around what wrong you did to make it right. Just like dark energy has to make it right some way, to be able to come into the light and ask permission to be there, right? So that's how I feel it works for me, and that's how it's generally shown itself to me. So yeah, just don't let them pull you down. Don't let them, if they just keep coming at you with it, and you just give them the one off, and that's it. And just give them the one off and be like, okay, that's it, I'm done. Cut the cord, and actually cut it. Take a pair of scissors and say, I'm cutting you out of my life. I don't want to ever hear from you. Block them, whatever you have to do if it doesn't alleviate any situation. But do ask the universe, because you're not wanting to keep this energy with you. Ask the universe to remove it. Meditate and ask your spirit guides, or energies, to take it away from you, that this is not an energy field you want to deal with. And usually after a nice 30-minute meditation on it, letting go of the inner, I believe it's letting go of inner turmoil. There's one by Jason Stevenson. And if this is causing you turmoil, then maybe try doing a meditation to release that energy and allow the universe to have it. And it will be dealt back to the person. And always emphasize, please deal it back to the person that is dealing it to me, and I want to be having a block put in place so that this will not further cause me any grief or sorrow, because it's not the vibration you want to be on, right? So that's just, some words of advice. And yeah, I don't ever have good friends. He was honestly and my best friend as well. Well, if he was your best friend, he wasn't a very good, honest best friend, because if he was treating you like that, then, it wasn't really meant to be placed in that, right? But there's always so many more people out there that would be more compassionate with your situation, definitely. And, it's not like there's only like one whale in the sea or one type of fish in the sea that you can only choose from. There's different kinds of fish. So don't ever get stuck. It's a hard time. It's a hard lesson to learn. I think it's more what the intention of that is that it's a hard lesson to learn. We have our hearts broken, but we still get ourselves. We brush ourselves off and get up, and we get moving again. And that's all you have to do. Just find things that don't remind you of him. Try to make new experiences for yourself, like go out maybe to the, go hang out at the library or the park or someone, and engage in a conversation with somebody different. And slowly over time, you'll find that, your surroundings change, your environment changes, and you start feeling good about yourself. It's not like an overnight fix for things like this, especially when it's hurt spirit and your ego is a bit tarnished, by feeling that way. But just go out and mingle with people. Be more happy and put a smile on. Even though you don't feel like smiling, sit out in the sun and just let the sun beat down on you, and you feel like you got re-energized, right? And it's focusing your energy into, even into a glass of juice, if that's what it takes to focus on something that's not him or the situation, right? And then just gradually work through that, each individual part that he's caused against you, and send it back to the universe. Ask them to deal that karmic back to the person that's been dealing it. And it will, if you honestly believe and trust the universe to do that for you, it will end up, kicking someone in the ass or pulling down the pants, and they're going to fall flat on their face in any given time, right? I've done it. And it's not, group hug, definitely. I would hug you if I could reach all the way over there. But, it's a definite trying time, and it's hard. And it's not going to get fixed overnight. And I'm just being brutally honest with you. It may take you a couple weeks, a couple months, and you'll still have some emotions for the person, given that you did have a good relationship at one point, obviously. But don't get too caught up in the good times, because the bad times are there as a learning lesson that person wasn't suited for you. But we don't know that until we actually work through our own traumas and figure out why are we attracting these kind of people. And usually it's based on my understanding is when you're attracting a mate, you actually will attract what your parents were. So say if you're going on the energy, and you'll end up going towards people that are more father-like in a relationship. It's said to, if you feel that way, it might be your intuition. You're not crazy. No, never think you're crazy. Everybody used to tell me that. So yeah. It's never that you're wrong. You may be misinformed, but never think of it as yourself as being wrong. Whatever, if it makes you feel that you are more powerful being in the right, and it makes you more stronger and gives you a sense of validation in your life, then go with the right feeling. It doesn't have to be wrong. We always have the balance, the negative and the positives, like I was talking yesterday. If it feels right, then go with it. You're the only one that's going to know what your threshold is at this point, right? Knowing what you can handle and what you don't want to be around, or, if you don't want to be around a certain person at this time because of, they have a commonality with this ex of yours, then don't. If there's anything that's kind of rubbing your spirit wrong, best advice I'll give is I would choose a different option. Definitely choose plan B when it comes down to it, is what I would say. Right? you know, because it can affect the spirit, and we just cannot get caught up in that past emotions when we just want to have, you know, closure on it and find that you can get closure, right? You probably were in love. You probably still have a kindling of a love relationship because you still have feelings. You're human, right? So don't ever forget that you are still human. You're still going to have feelings. It's whether you want to continue going down that path and continually being treated that way. You know, that's totally your call. Or you could, you know, just pull up your socks and say, hey, I'm done with this. This doesn't make me feel good. And it's a little bit of it is definite work, and it doesn't happen overnight. It'll take probably months. Sometimes some people it's taken years to get over a situation that they thought was right for them. But if this person is doing this kind of stuff, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't even feed it no more. I wouldn't even feed that relationship. I wouldn't even waste any more minutes if he says that you're psycho and you're tripping. No, it's not worth it. You know. Usually if they start saying words like that, you can pretty much, I've been able to read into people like calling me you're psycho, you're tripping. No, this is my reality. This is your reality. This is his reality. This is what, you know, this other person's reality is, and we're all looking at the same thing, right? So we see you as a human being, for one. You have a heart. You have a mind. You know, you have a body that should be respected in any such way, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual. You deserve to be treated with respect. We all do. You know, there's sometimes that, you know, I'll go off on somebody, but it's only because I've buried that for so long, and I would hate for you to actually have a moment like that where you've been compressing all this stuff, and then you have that one thing that blows Pandora's box wide open, and everything goes flying out. Right? I would really hate to have to see you go through that, because going through what you are right now, that would just be like the icing on the cake, and it wouldn't be a very brightly colored cake because it would have exploded, right? You would have had an exploding cake bomb kind of thing going off. It wasn't so sweet and it wasn't so nice after it blew up, right? So just think about that. Maybe just focus and release that energy. Just say, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm past the point of even giving two fucks. Excuse my language, but I get like that myself. It's like I won't even give the person the time of day after doing that. You know, and then they're usually the one that's coming back groveling, and even then, majority of the time, I won't take them back until they actually understand what they've done. You know, it's not fair to you to have to go suffering. You know, let them suffer with what they've caused. You know, the karmic lesson that they have to learn now for mistreating you. You know what I mean? So yeah. You're very welcome. And that's what I'm here for. Is, you know, whatever you want, whatever resonates with you as far as your little rites or rituals. That could be as simple as, you know, staring at a piece of paper and then making an airplane and say, I'm done with this, like you jet off and just throw the airplane and say, no, that's dealt with, that's done. It can be even the most silliest little thing, but it means something to you. It resonates with you to help you deal and say, hey, I'm working from my space. I'm working on my time, and this doesn't matter to me, and I don't want to have to spend any more time dealing with it. So find a way, write it on a piece of paper, burn it, you know, however you feel that it works for you to get rid of the excess energy from your situation. And then just say, you know, every time I visit it, I'm gonna, you know, even sit there with an elastic on your hand and zap yourself, like pull it back and snap it on your wrist. So every time you think of them, sooner or later you're gonna get tired of that elastic band snapping you in the back, going, "Ow, that hurt." You know what I mean? That hurt, and then you relive the hurt that you were feeling by snapping the elastic band on your hand. You know, and realizing that pain was just too much to handle. I don't want to deal with it no more, and it gradually will help. You know, with meditation and, you know, be social with other people. We are a social species, right? We do need to hang out with different people. We need to hang out and have different, you know, flavors of ice cream, or different flavor, like people is what I mean as flavors of ice cream. Metaphorically speaking, we need different flavors of ice cream. We don't want to be, you know, like a cat and eating the same food day in, day out. We want variety, right? And that comes with people. And how do we meet people? We go out and we socialize. Even just, talking about the weather. It feels good to have that intercommunication with someone, right? And you know what? That's your right. And you put that out to the universe, and those kind of people will be brought back to you. You will. You'll find people that are like-minded that, you'll get ideas popping into your head. Your guides will end up showing you different things that, oh, well, maybe I'll go try this today, or maybe I'll go try that. Your spirit guides will never send you into a war zone, let's say, metaphorically speaking. They won't send you into a war zone after you've just left one. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be protective of you and making sure that you have the protection and the healing in order to endure the rest of whatever life has in store for you, right? And that's the way I perceive it. And I seem to get along pretty good with most people. There's some people that rub me the wrong way, but I'm very open and assertive when I do say, okay, well, I'm not liking your energy. I would really appreciate it if you just stay away from me. And if they don't, then you remove yourself from the situation, right? Because that situation has caused conflict or whatever. That situation wasn't healthy. You want to be more healthy communicating with people that understand, right? And I know they do have a lot of people on those Facebook that deal with different groups for stuff like that. If you want to check one of those out, or just Google, the situation. That's right, dream board your wants. That's what I'm talking about, the whiteboarding thing, right? But you always dream board your needs first, right? Wants aren't a priority. Needs are a priority. If I'm not mistaken, aren't they, Vinny? Law of attraction. Drilling your life lessons. Nice. Yeah. And sometimes you have to peel that onion layer back. I've heard that said before, that it's like peeling an onion layer. And where it's just like multi-layered onions. That'll bring a tear to your eye. Right, it'll bring a tear to your eye, you'll have a good laugh now. Just because we said it here, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember Shaman and me saying, yeah, an onion that'll bring a tear to your eye. No, it's just to put a little bit of fun light onto it, yeah. You gotta have some fun and then some entertainment, right? So what do you call it? You want to hear a dirty joke? I'll tell you guys a real dirty joke that was told to me the other day. Okay, what do you get? What do you get when you cross a sponge with a bob? Okay, well, it would be a cum sponge. You know what a bob is, right? You didn't get it, did you? That was an 18 plus. So what do you... I didn't think you, but you were thinking about a SpongeBob, right? Yeah, that was an 18 above kind of riddle. So what happened? You want to hear another dirty joke? Okay. Okay, what do you call two horses? Okay, this is a dirty joke that I heard the other day too. Two white horses falling in a mud puddle. Oh. considered a joke. Horses. Horses. Horsies. Horsies. No, horses. Oh, you guys are funny. Hopefully nobody gets this far into the video that they're like, huh? Horses. I don't have any horses in my back pocket, sorry guys. Oh, I'm gonna have to put an 18 one on this one. This is what I mean. You just have a good afternoon. You do a couple of cards, get them, and liven up, right? You can only just get lit, right? Just totally get lit, have some good laughs, and enjoy your day, right? Okay, I got distracted. I know that there was somebody at the beginning of the chat that was talking about ordering dream catchers. Dream catchers range in price depending on the size you want, what style. But I don't know if you're still here, that you still want information on it. Feel free to email me, and we can set up. I can send you off a quote for whichever one. They're all custom made. But I just wasn't sure who was asking about buying a dream catcher. If I missed, I always wondered how. Yeah, the gem. I was trying to ungem too. I just wanted to say that account does not exist. Okay, well, hang on here. I'll show you. I'll show you what it says on my computer when I go and click on that. Okay, so I'll show you. Okay, so here's my. Can you see my screen over there? Yeah, so you guys can kind of see that. So when I go down to the comment section on where you put your public comment right here on the side, I don't know if you can see that either. Got this right here. Okay, so I'm gonna put you right there. I'll put you right in front. And then you go down and click on PayPal me at ShamanEmmy133, and then it will open up my actual page. Right? And then you enter the amount that you want to put in. So right? And then you go next. And then you just have to log into your PayPal account for it to go in. I don't know why that wouldn't work for you. Right? So it works for me. Right? So that's what I ended up finding out. So it is working. Maybe just the settings are wrong. I'm not too sure. So yeah. Okay, so we ended up putting it back up in where is it going? I just had a glitch there with my tablet there. Disappeared for a moment, but I'm back. So yeah, so just email me whatever you want to know anything about for the dream catchers or anything. The ones basically, this is considered a 2-hoop design. Well, because I have the one main hoop and then I have like the secondary. It can go into like 3 or 4, adding like one, making bigger ones like this one, for instance. But ones that have, custom animals or meaning to them, right? Like this one is my little black and yellow one. I think this was for Vinny that was saying that he liked the Boston Bruins, or was it Vic? I'm not sure. But that's one of the dream catchers that I finished. So yeah, so they can come in different colors and different variations of colors. I'm gonna have to put that one back up somewhere. I don't know that. Okay, we'll find it. I haven't fully glued the feathers in place yet for this one, so I'm gonna end up doing that one probably later today. Finally getting them all set in stone. Right? I don't know where that one went, so that's got to go back up. So yeah, so I am exhausted today now. I just feel like just regenerating, having some lunch, my late lunch. So we're gonna, have a closing out card as to how is the rest of the day gonna go until we get to meet later. Nope, it doesn't count. We landed on the floor. Okay. So to close this show out, we're gonna pull a card on maybe reflecting on some energies that we have. And I'm gonna cut them differently. I never cut my cards the same way. Anyway, so okay. Overall energy. Yeah, we have to like toss the swords to the side, get it over with. So yeah, you're carrying a lot. You're willing to like throw these swords to the bin. So don't focus too much energy into your swords. You're carrying a lot of energy that you don't really need to carry. So you can lighten the load definitely. Come back. It's almost like you're running a relay race. It looks like you're grabbing things as you're going and just throwing them in and carrying more than what you can really doodly handle, right? So yeah, just take the swords one by one. It's not a race to end the finish line or get to somewhere faster than the next person, right? So just take your time. You don't have to burden yourself with that set energy that we're trying to clear out for a lot of people, and reflect on what those swords mean to you. Is it a battle that you need to go through to get rid of the sword, or is it something that you can deal with without causing any harm or injury to yourself, spirit, or anyone else, right? So yeah, so there's your card. The ending card for the day is Five of Swords, or Seven of Swords. So number 7. So there's 7 things in your past life or present life that you need to maybe lighten the load from. So I wanted to end that. Is there anything else you guys want to ask the cards, or anything about the cards? Do you guys have like a quick, simple question? Oh, okay. Well, let me see here. Let me go ahead and check that for you. Okay, I'm just checking just to verify it. Let me check on my phone here. I have it on my phone. Yeah, I still have to have lunch. I haven't even had lunch yet. Okay, PayPal. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Well, here, give me your email address. Kimchi Bay. Just email me, and I'll send you the link to the actual page via that way, and you can try doing it that way. But it is all up and running, so you can just email me your email address, and I'll send you the link that is available. So when you get a chance, it's up and ready for you to. Shaman Emmy323. https:// PayPal me at Shaman Emmy333. And it's saying that I didn't verify. Don't tell me that I did. So it's ready to be emailed. Oh, Amy. Okay, I've got it. Okay, so I'm gonna. I've got it here, Amy. It's okay. I've got it. Oops. Oops. Okay, I just sent you an email. Okay. So I don't know if that worked. Okay. I think I got it for you. Just let me know if it showed up or anything. But yeah, if you click on the one that's in the window that's on my cover page, it only takes you and it'll charge you a penny. I don't even know how that I ended up getting that to even go there. I'm still trying to figure that out. See, I'm new to all this, advanced links and this and that for these. Um, but yeah. Okay, so where are we now? I'm just gonna. I just okay. So yeah, so we've all kind of been through our different journeys and everything, which is really good. And in order to heal from, unpack your life suitcase. Because remember, you go and you run around, you collect items, and it's almost like, Dora in her backpack. How many things pops out of Dora's backpack, and it looks so small, but she's got a million things in there, right? That you never even think that are making your suitcase bulge, that you can actually dissolve or get rid of and purge that energy back into the universe to be returned to you in a more positive note. I strongly believe in that. I do that positive affirmations, even when I don't feel like it. I'll pick myself up and pull myself out of that wet, muddy hole in the ground, and brush myself off and still keep moving forward, even though it's weighed me down 20-fold. That I've got a big, huge mud pile on me, and it hurt, and not having enough strength to trudge the mile that I have to carry it. I don't want to carry it anymore, so I decided to unpack, keep the things that were more current, things that made me feel good from my life's journey, and keep those memories there. The ones that weren't so exciting, you can send them to the universe, let the universe deal with it, and then send it back to you in a more compatible, compassionate state of being for your spirit, right? And meditation has a lot of assistance with that. And I have, that have caused me a lot of grief. I still have some more. I'm not 100% perfect on my healing yet, and I don't think once I finish doing this healing, I'm going to have to go through a cycle of a current healing, concurrent to that healing, just because of the residual that, you finally get ahead, and then you're like 2 steps back from where you started, right? But it doesn't always have to be there. It's if you're like kind of multitasking both healings and working at different aspects of your life, it'll actually end up smoothing itself out on its own. I've noticed that, and it's taken me almost 5 years to get to this state of mind from when I started actually dealing with it. And it was traumatic. I was on my hands and knees almost every night, praying for a better solution, and it came. it came in an actual vision that played out in my living room of seeing the devil and saying that I don't want to be part of that life anymore, have any of that residual energy be part of my life anymore. I'm not, a cheap liar. I don't steal. I don't do a lot of the things that, temptation would want you to do. I lead a pretty healthy life now. I don't do a lot of the stuff that, you look back and you think, what the hell was I thinking? Just like the song says, what the hell was I thinking? But to be able to work through it and forgive yourself first, not so much about forgiving others, but you have to learn to forgive yourself first when you're dealing with that kind of energy coming through. And be appreciative of the universe to allow you time to work through it. Because you have an infinite amount of time that you have. If it's being weighed on and you just keep pushing everything to the side, the universe will actually pick it out for you and make you look at it. Once you started doing your healing sessions, the universe will pick it out from a stuffed suitcase and make you look it straight in the face like it was your grandmother standing there and you just ate like chocolate donut and said, you're not eating a chocolate donut when there's chocolate all over your face, and your grandma can see that, right? It's kind of like I speak in metaphors a lot too as well, in regards to my channel and my information, right? I only give the best information to the best listeners, because I had to sit down and be a student at one point to learn all my needs and wants to be able to be in this position now, right? So, I only speak the truth, so help me God. Because if I don't, then I'm just taking away from my own healing, right? I'm taking away from my benefits, right? And you should never take away from your own experiences. Keep them, so however long you need to take the time to heal them. The universe is pretty flexible on that. I've never spent too much time healing on one specific topic because I had a lot to do on my first round. But now I'm going to be heading into a second round of more fine-tooth combing some situations that details weren't clear at the time, but are, manifesting in their own way for me to deal with, whether it be through my sleep, through my dreams, and they wake me up in my dreams, and I'm never the same the next day, Not ever since I had those two experiences of being choked out of my house, and also with Halloween coming, it gets very active in my house. So that other thing that we've talked about, I will be definitely doing we'll go to the cemetery where there used to be an old prison in the city next to me, just over a bridge, and one bus right away from the river. And this is a place where they put prisoners that have died there, I'm guessing back in very, very olden days. I don't know anything about the place. I just know where it is. I've never been there. I've never done a cemetery reading before. It's going to be interesting. I might even freak myself out for once, because I don't get freaked out with the Hollywood-made movies, the scary movies, because it's all fake, right? Except for the true life ones, then you kind of think, and you're like, whoa, that's a little bit creepy. But for the most part, I'm like gung-ho on doing this session at a cemetery. Like, how many people will have an opportunity to be sitting smack dab in the middle of a cemetery where the prisoners were laid to rest after they did their bit or were executed, or finding out ones that are executed by having their heads cut off, if we can go back that far. Which I don't think we can, but back to maybe even people going through electrical chairs or hangings. You know what I mean? Like the cruel punishment that they had to endure while they were locked up, and to communicate some of that information would just blow my mind. Like, I'm so down for this, and I hope you guys will be down too for a session in the cemetery. I'm scheduling probably closer to Halloween, as close as we can get to. If there's another new moon or a full moon, I wouldn't mind going at those times. So I got to check out on the charts to find out if anybody knows when the next full moon is. I believe we just went through one, I'm not sure. But if you know, if there is a full moon before Halloween, what day it is, and what is the peak time for that full moon. Because we might be doing one hell of a reading if we can get a full moon closest to Halloween. I don't even know how to even find the cycle of the moon. I guess I could Google it, right? So full moon schedule for October. Because that would be really interesting to be able to go out there and do that. I think that would be that would just like, oh, October 24th. It's called the Hunter's Moon for North Hemisphere. The October full moon presents the second full moon of autumn for the second full moon to occur after the September autumn equinox. So October 24th. The Hunter's Moon. October 24th. Taurus joins the planet Uranus. The full moon, October 28th. Astrology is about to change. So that's what we're going to do. We'll kind of set it for then. There's no other special dates. I'll have to look into my numerology to find out some more special dates. Maybe we'll try to get it as close as we can. Full moon, yeah. That's a lot of energy. A lot of energy would be coming out. But we'll have to try it. If we don't get a lot even on the 24th, we'll go back on Halloween and give it a shot too. Why not, right? We can do this. We'll have fun. We'll have, googly ghouls on the freaking spirit box, and we'll be doing channeling and doing readings. I think this would be like totally stoker. Like, I'm looking forward to this. This has got me pumped to actually be out at dark, because I don't like going out at dark anymore. It's really bizarre out there. And it's like my city turns into a ghost town. Like, as soon as it becomes dark, it's like eerie. There's not a person on the street. It's like, dead. Like you're the only one living in the universe, right? Right. We'll do that. So we'll schedule a tentative October 24th cemetery reading, channeling, spirit box communication for the 24th of October, which is what day to be exact? I believe that's what, Thursday? Maybe? Could it be a Thursday, people? I'm gonna put that in my calendar. Okay, Google. Book a calendar event for October 24th, full moon, cemetery channeling.
At what time?
8 p.m. 8 p.m. There we go. So there, we've got that event saved, so I won't forget. And if you guys want to, make sure you have your blankets and your hot cocoa and everything else for when we go live that night. That's going to be something else. It's going to be a blast. It is going to be definitely fun. Something that probably nobody's even done before, but yeah. Oh, okay, that's good. So yeah, so that's what we're working forwards to, getting a computer by then. Screenshot. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I think you have to have like 1,000 subscribers, and you need 1,000, or is it 1,000 watched hours, which I'm already well over, and 1,000 subscribers or something like that, right? It's a Wednesday. Oh, okay, Wednesday. Hot cocoa. Yeah, blankets and hot cocoa is what you guys will be needing on the other side there, watching the screen. Maybe a couple rolls of toilet paper, in case we have a little drip issue. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I got told about it from a local radio station. So they mentioned that they have this cemetery in a neighboring city that we can go in, and I just want to go there and just channel something and see what we end up with, right? That would just be like creepy. If I can get all the energies I can, okay, we'll do a Halloween slumber party in a cemetery. Well, I'm in the cemetery and you're all slumber partying on my patio, right? We're gonna send Shaman Emmy. She's experienced ghosts, so why not send her full-fledged? Let's roll. We'll watch. We'll sit in the background and watch just to be safe. And I'm not gonna go in with any protection. being a 333 synchronicity for over 2 years, I don't think I'm divinely protected. That's why I never do like real serious protection. I've never really had anything come back to get me, like karma or anything. I don't see it as a karmic lesson. I don't know. If you guys seem to differ, went and did the angel reading for number 333 that I used to always see, and it says that you're divinely ascended master, and you're divinely protected by your archangels and everything. So October 24th it is. Here we come, and who knows? Maybe we'll even do a double hit. We'll do a double header on Halloween evening, and then we'll go back Halloween night, and just see how many people show up in the cemetery. Oh yes, that's going to be a blast. My partner's a little bit, is a little bit kind of aloof on it, I think. So he's kind of like trying to weigh the pros and the cons, but he has to be there. It's part of his spiritual awakening. You cannot fear ghosts, and you cannot fear spirits. You can't fear anything and be absolutely fearless when you enter into those realms. Because some of the realms when you get sent via, a dream, or, you end up channeling or trancing out into that, it's like you're still in this reality, but everything is different. Like you can tell that there's a difference. The energies don't appear right away for me, but I'm able to manifest them through my subconscious. Like the one that I had experienced where he was like literally evaporating. So I can manifest in my dream state, and it gets pretty creepy. I will start screaming, kicking in my sleep. My partner will even leave the room. He can't even sleep in bed with me sometimes because of my habits of like kicking and everything, and talking in my sleep, grinding my teeth really bad. I don't know why I still do that, but yeah. So I don't really walk into too many things with a blessing. Anything that I can't bless myself, I usually don't use anyway. If it has to rely on somebody else's energy, I prefer to just deal with my own. I don't want any attachments given to me when I do this experiment. So I prefer to go into it, full aware of what I'm walking into, which I do know. I've had demons show up in, like I said, in that one video where my boyfriend was possessed by that dark angel that tried to manifest himself as Jesus and play trick and mimic Jesus. At that time, I was coming out of my religious mindset and understanding that there's more than just religion. It's a man-made product being created more or less to me, and this is how I seriously see some of the Christian, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but I am going to say this, how a lot of the Christian faiths are more or less trying to steal your money and make you pay for stuff that you'll never get to really enjoy the full effect. It's just a way for churches and religion to separate a man from his money. One final thing, why not separate man from money and have him believe in something that we don't even understand, but we'll sit there and talk about it, but we don't correlate on to how we're going to figure it out. And nobody till this day has come up with any solution to it. How come it's been billions of years and after the death of Jesus, and it's been thousands of years after, like we've only got 2018 years after death, after Jesus was crying, we still haven't figured it out? Like, come on. And people read the Bible and it's getting changed periodically. So tell me something. If this is what we're supposed to be believing in, and we're supposed to be believing in Jesus Christ to save our sins, how is it that the Bible has had, I believe, in the one that I was reading, has had over 15 rewrites, and there's just one recent rewrite on the King James Version Bible. I'm going to grab it. It's right here, actually. The King James Version Bible. And as you can see, mine's in pretty good shape. I don't use it very often, except to smock somebody on the head. No, I'm kidding. But the King James Version Bible, and you look at the beginning of it, it says published, it says translated out of the original tongues, and with the former translations diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command. Who the hell is this special command coming from? Right? It says authorized King James Version with explanatory notes and cross-references to the standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Right? So, this it's been rewritten in 1979, 2013, by Intellectual Reserve Incorporated. All rights reserved, printed in the United States of America, June 2014. English approval, 11 out of 12. So how many, like here, the highest prince. Who the hell was Jesus then? Because if this is starting out, shouldn't it start out with, Jesus, not some high prince named James by the grace of God? Like, where the fuck did this James dude come from? So this is why I have a lot of conflict. I open my book and I'll get a message whenever I want it, mind you. I'm not cursing the book. I'm just saying that this is like an actual soft form. Go read the Song of Solomon. Go read that whole section and tell me what the hell does that have to do with God, other than creating, relationships between a man and a man. Honestly, like, it'll blow your mind, right? But yeah, who is this Great Britain, France, Ireland defender of the faith and sea? The translators with the Bible wish grace, mercy, peace throughout Jesus Christ our Lord. So why is it starting out with some guy named James? I'm sorry, right? I'm just wondering why the hell people are actually reading this and not. It's written in plain view. First page that you turn over in the Holy Bible, the New Testament, the Old Testament, is a book about James, and it's just a preface to the epistolae dedicatory. Right? We could go on have a live feed all day long here. We could talk about everything like everybody else is doing. So great and manifold were the blessings most dread sovereign would Almighty God, the Father of all mercies, bestow upon us, the people of England. Why is it not talking about Jerusalem? Doesn't that make sense? Right? You open up the first page and the first 4 sentences contradict everything that it's supposed to be about. And people don't even look at it. People don't even read that part. Or did you guys just decide to skip over that in history class? Or whatever it may be. Right? The most high and mighty prince, James. Well, wasn't Jesus the high and mightiest prince to ever set foot on our country? He was the king, the Lord. I think that's a lot better than James, the mighty prince. Like, what are we reading, a high school paralogue here? When first he sent your majesty royal person to rule and reign over us, for whereas it was an expectation of many who wished not well unto our Sion, and upon setting the bright occidental star, Queen Elizabeth, of most happy memory, some thick and palpable clouds of darkness would so have overshadowed the land, and it should hardly been known who was the director of the unsettling state. Like, why are we talking about the Queen of England when you're supposed to be having the Book of God to be translated? And we are starting with James, the son of whoever, the Majesty's royal person, is getting more copyright publicity before the book even starts. What do you have to say about that? Like, seriously, this is like, we're going to do a 24-hour live feed. Who cares what we talk about? We're going to talk about it all, right? So you got this front page, first even inkling of anything. And then it says, what does it say? But among all our joys, there was no one that filled our hearts than the blessed continuance of the preaching of God's sacred word, riches of the earth, because the fruit thereof extended itself not only at a time spent in its transitory world, but directeth and disposeth men unto the eternal happiness which is above in heaven. Huh? What? That not to suffer this to fall to the ground, but rather take it up and continue in that state where the famous predecessors of your highness did leave it. Nay, to go forward with the confidence and resolution of man in maintaining the truth of Christ, and propagating it far and near as that which hath not bound the firm knit of their hearts, the very of all your majesty's loyal and religious people unto you. Are you fucking kidding me? So we have to basically, once again, Queen Elizabeth is overruling. But what is the point? So it says that, just previous to that, it says, especially when you behold the government established in your highness and your hopeful seat to undoubtedly title, and this also accompanied with the peace and tranquility of home and abroad. So we're talking about the Royal Bloody Church of England. You know, this is apparently the King James Version, written for the church that I used to attend, the Mormon Church, at that. Authorized King James Version with explanatory notes. So why isn't it explaining that part? The most highest of priests, the people of England. Well, what the fuck happened to Jerusalem in the mix there? Wasn't this all started in Jerusalem when Jesus was born? But we're reflecting again to the almost high and mighty Queen Elizabeth. So how do you figure? Christendom. By right, what does it say? Let's see, man maintained hath now so bound and firmly knit to the hearts of the majesty, loyal and religious people unto you, that your name is precious among them. I doth behold you. So who the fuck is looking at me with an eye of evil eye, or whatever? And that their contentment doth diminish, decay, but every day increases to take strength, when they observe that the zeal of your majesty towards the house of God doth not slack or go backward, but is more and more kindled, manifesting itself abroad the farthest parts of Christendom, by writing in defense of the truth, which hath given such a blow unto that man of sin. Huh? Like, why are we actually seriously taking this like the man-made book of, creation, that talks about sex in numerous points of very detailed information, but you get even embarrassed to read some of this stuff to a little child that's like 5-year-old. I want to study the Bible, mommy. Huh? I wouldn't. I would say, if you want to learn, here's your sex ed class, all right here. Don't need to go to school. Everything you need to learn about creation or anything is right here. Who needs school? Really? If this is what they want us to learn, and they want religion to have this information, then what else do we really need? Seriously, it's like, so who's right? Like, seriously, who's going to be the right one to... I would like to hear somebody walk into my chat right now and start feeding me Psalms or telling me Bible scriptures, because there's a Bible scripture for this one, and this is like, you're full of shit. There is something not right with this. But people don't acknowledge it. So who's the idiot here? Am I the idiot for finding this and looking at it in a different perspective? Or am I, just another sheep? I don't think I'm a sheep at all. I never have been. I've always looked at things objectively. But right off the hop, they're talking about the Queen of England and everything else. She doesn't rule my religion. She doesn't have any say in what I decide to do or do. I always laugh when those people come into chat quoting Bible texts. I know, it's funny. Well, let me see how many of them got Bible texts that they can give us on this whole preface to King James, the only highest prince of whatever, mighty prince. Sorry, but if that was the case, then wouldn't it say Jesus Christ instead of James? Wasn't he the first real honorary prince, from God? But you don't see him walking around with, mighty prince title on the back of his ass, because he doesn't live in England. I don't even think Jesus even went to England when he was actually walking the earth. I don't think he went to England, because if he did, he must have taken a boat. Somebody would have had to see him there, but there's no recollection of it that I know of. It's all based on the old Jerusalem. Doesn't that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If anybody has some insight to that, these are just random rants that we're going on today. So I don't care if this actually runs 24 hours or whatever, however long it does. But it's just, just some common knowledge. Today's kind of a slack day for me. I'm not doing a whole lot today, but just hang out with you guys and talk about a few of these things, right? Talk about some of the experiences that we're having, right? That there's got to be a solution to this. Somebody can't be that lucid or that blind to even be able to bring this first topic up. I don't know if anybody has, or if they just want to continue spouting off quotes of the Bible. Because I can do that. I can open the book to any page and choose a page. What page do you want this week? All right, well, let's open it up. And this book, as you can tell, I have not hardly even used it. The back of this thing hasn't even been cracked. So it goes to show you how often I did use it, right? But if I wanted to pick a message for the day, I usually just go like this, just for the sake of it, until I started reading the Song of Solomon, and it was, it's not for children's ears, that's for sure. So then I would go and say, okay, dear God, please give me a message that would help correlate with my situational being right now. And I would go, boop. So now we're in Proverbs 14:31. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker, but he honoreth him by mercy on the poor. And we were just talking about this. Now, how did that fucking happen? The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous hath hope in his death. What? Now, what the hell? How did I manage to pull that page out of my ass? Talk about spiritual energy here. Wisdom resteth in the heart of him, but hath understanding. But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. Righteousness exalteth in nation, but sin is reproached to any people. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him who causes him shame. Oh, so are they going to send somebody over here to make me take my punishment of shaming them? Oh, anybody got a place to hide out? Because I don't want them coming to shame me. No way. Okay, so there you go. We're sitting here talking about this kind of stuff, and all of a sudden, poof, like an epiphany, pops right out of the book every time. I don't know how. Magic, I don't know how to explain any of the things that I'm able to do. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. We were just talking about, the sins and why nobody's even brought this up anywhere. And you go into one of these, I would love for you guys to go into any chat that has, like, biblical, and ask anybody, what about King James? Or the Honorable Prince James. Sorry, it's not the King James. It was Prince James. It doesn't even match the King James part, right? The most high and mighty Prince James, by the grace of God. Not King. It's not the King James version. It's Prince James version. Get it right. Kidding. I don't know. I'm just kind of making a light of it. Just kind of makes you go, okay. I guess you're welcome to believe what you want. I just find that, when you just, on the first pages of opening a book that's supposed to be the Almighty God, King James version, it comes out as the Prince James. So what the hell are you supposed to believe now? So, anybody noticed that before? Let me know what your Bibles say. That would be interesting to know, right? But it's interesting, right? There are infinite arguments of this right Christian and religious affliction in your majesty, but no more forcible to declare it to what? Declare it to others than the vehement and the perpetuated desire of accomplishing and publishing of this work, which now with humility we present unto your majesty, for when your highness had once out of deep judgment tongues together with compiling of the laborers both in our own and English tongue. Like, why are we now sitting here crying because we had it translated for their majesty? I don't know. Honestly, be interesting to know anybody's perspective on that. Like, I still pray to God. I took a lot of different things from each religion to apply them in my life today. I'm not saying that any one religion is right or wrong, but if it's sitting right in front of me, and that's solid right there. It's not been changed, altered, or anything, let alone even opened. that I've even opened the book. I haven't read it. I've just read excerpts out of it when I was having a rough day and I needed some spiritual boost. Sure, it's good for that. It's good for a comedy laugh too. Song of Solomon is all about gay interludes, but they said, "Oh, God does not like people to be gay." So did that just change overnight? I don't know. It's bizarre. But I'll let it go and let it be. It is what it is, or is it? Now that's inquiring minds want to know, or at least this one does. But yeah, so that's just a random rant. I could chop this video into 7 different versions of whichever. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe do some homework. Let me know how well you're investigating into this Prince James, not King, Prince James. But give him the title of king when he was done. So I thought this was the word of Jesus' teachings. Well, where the fuck did James get priority front page center news? Should be Jesus' teachings, not James. But there we go back to the royalty, right? So there are a lot of bizarre things going on. So what the heck am I reading? I can't be reading the Holy King James Version because it says it's Prince. Translated out of the original tongues and with the former translation diligently compared and revised. I swear that somebody must have been stoned, smoking a big spliff, and ended up translating some of the stuff in here just phenomenally, duh. Because it's as if reading from a stoner's mind. If I'm being translated, it got really bored, so let's smoke some weed and translate the Bible. Right, so I'm waiting for that to happen on my channel, but they start coming and telling me that I'm demonic, that I must seek God and find Jesus. I already found Jesus. He's sitting up on my shelf over here in the picture. That's where he sits. He sits up there in the wine glasses and everywhere else. I've been waiting for his wine glass. Can't complain. Don't ever see him complaining. Never see him complaining. But that one time it freaked me out when it said, that energy said to me, "It's tired of watching you from the other side of the glass." And I had his picture in the memorial cell. So I do believe there's something spiritual about that, for sure. But I just want to know why they're just throwing it willy-nilly and nobody's actually validated any of this, because it's translations and diligently compared to make sure that it's as close to the truth and nothing but the truth, so help them James Prince. Right? I don't know. Special command. Who commanded? By His Majesty, special command. So the Majesty, as I understand it, is the Queen, is it not? So it's by her command, or King, her husband, special command, authorized the King James Version. Well, if it's the King James Version, but then 2 pages in, you're already talking about Prince James, then who the hell is King James that is supposed to be written by? To the standard works of the church. Well, that doesn't sound like the church that I went to. Sounds like you said earlier in the comments, Church of England. That's where we rule from, is it not? That's what they're trying to rule for us, right? I don't know. It's bizarre. But I look in a different Bible and you don't even see stuff like this. So it's back to the question. Which religion is the true religion? What religion is the actual fact? Where are you supposed to find the facts? Nobody gets to see these sacred scrolls or anything. I even asked my church to see a blueprint, because I do a historiology through the church, but I even asked him to see a copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls because I was advised by my angels to pull it out. There's an interesting information that nobody has ever seen before. I asked the church for that. You know what I got? Well, you need to be attending church more often. You need to be doing this and dictating exactly, like dictatorship, overruling me and telling me when I need to worship God, how I'm going to worship, where I'm going to worship, and what day and what time, and be there, or else you're no longer part of the church. Well, then excommunicate me, because I'm going to blow this shit right out. The things that they do within that church. It blew my mind that there's actual recordings of this temple work they want me to do, and go stand in a cult kind of seance, whatever it is, I would never want to do it. It rubs me the wrong way. I would never stand inside a big ivory temple just to go and give blessings to people that have already passed. Bless their souls, mind you. But I'm not going to be brought into almost like cult-like rituals. I won't do it. I don't want to be part of that. And I told him, I'm not going to be part of doing whatever it is that you guys do behind closed doors that, is all over YouTube as to your rituals. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't even want to be married in that temple. I used to be when I was younger because they are grand places, but now knowing what I do know as far as the ceremonies they go through in different rooms, this and that, that's not for me. It's not what I want to do. Not at all. But yeah, so I decided to travel down the road that is closer to my roots, and that's was shamanism, because I was always hearing the messages that I was supposed to be giving, and that rubs me the right way, right? Telling somebody how to live their life and dictating how they should do it, that's not my idea of a great spiritual leader. A spiritual leader will give you the options and allow your free will to work with it, right? You make the choices that brings you to whatever situation it brings you to. I'm just a person that offers options from the spirit realm so that you still have your free will to do and move as you like. It's nothing to say, you have to do this a certain way. I just give suggestions. It's up to you to take the information and what you so choose to do with it, hopefully for the better good, mind you. I wish only positive things. But I'm not going to stand there and tell you, you have to go this way, you have to go that way, you got to go straight down and then take 2 lefts and then a right. And that's the only way you're going to do it. You don't have a chance to take a shortcut nowhere, no how, anywhere, but unless permission by me. You know what I mean? Like, I just could not do a dictatorship like Russia and all of them from the European countries living in that dictatorship days. I think that's probably why I probably ended up killing myself in one of my past lives. I didn't want to be there. That's maybe why I dislike it so much. Being, through adopted blood, going all the way back to this Joseph Smith guy they talk about a lot in the Mormon Church, and being his right-hand man's descendant of generations and generations, mind you, but through adoption, I don't want to be associated by that. I mentioned it to the guy at the church, told him, he says, what, really? That's amazing. I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that. Don't fucking put me in no fucking situation that you're going to expect anything from me, because knowing that, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. It doesn't feed my appetite for spirituality. And then decided to command, I had to go and listen to a sermon on YouTube, because I didn't make it to church that day. Just to get information in regards to, how I can serve the church and everything. Can I just do my genealogy that I did before, so I don't actually have to walk in a place that rubs me the wrong way? At least giving back like my grandmother, wanted to do. So I'm doing it in my grandmother's name. I'm not doing it in my name. I'm offering, my time and my skills to go and do the historical records that this church has on so many people. And you'd be amazed that people that you would never even guess would be even on lists, but they have every single. And how they manage to get this information blows my mind, because it's news clippings, it's all kinds of different stuff that they've collected about people and know everything about. So if you think your name's probably not in that database, think again, because it probably is. I can say that much. I've had to enter people that were from military days where they were signing up and they were being rationed their pay so they could buy things, like food, like groceries, like commodities or toiletries and stuff like that. And there was a weekly canteen that they would have to sign in and sign out so much money every month. To get that detailed information of what soldiers went through even is phenomenal information for me, because I also get the energies giving me names and everything that I can go and cross-reference with the history records, right? So it's kind of cool that I have a little bit of both accesses into my information for past people that have passed away, and find out where they're originally from, and actually see if we can't channel an energy so that they can be tethered back down to where they're familiar with, so they can transcend out of here, right? Because they don't transcend out of here when your soul's in one place and your body's in another place. You basically do the whole transition at once. Um, so some of the people that I get, they don't even want to go back to where they were because this is too familiar for them. They always go back to what is familiar to them. Well, this crosswalk and this corner that I live on is identical in three different states. In the states, three different locations. It's identical layout with a park across the street, with a graveyard in one of them and a bush area, which mine is identical to. So how can you explain having an overlay uh, of a map and it going and changing and hearing through a channel message that we had somebody hack the matrix and we had to go in and change a few items in the matrix so this person wouldn't know, be any none the wiser. I don't know if that was why. I don't know. I do have photocopies of it, fax, photocopies of it. Plus, I also have to go and do the history on my house to find out why it's so popular for like a portal almost. Energy pops in, pops out, like literally the floorboards. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, so with all that, I don't know, just gives you some food for thought. Food for thought for the day. And I think we're going to call it quits. I think we've been going a long time here, people. And that's what happens when you get going on spirituality. It's very different for a lot of people, right? But I do want to say, oh, there's Daisy. Daisy popped in. I just noticed you there, Daisy. Sorry, darling. I've just been muttering away. Daisy, I always laugh. Yeah. I want to know if anybody has a chance to look at that and figure that out, and let me know. Get back to me because I would like to know, how intuitive I am in regards to noticing that, right? Oh, King Bomb 21, hello, showing you love. Hey, welcome, you guys. Sorry, I was just kind of going on a rant there. It just it boggles my mind. See, these are the things that inquiring minds want to know, not this. Oh, well, guess what? This word used to be spelled this way, and I give these guys credit for spending so much time with their ME, Mandela effects, and everything, and talking about distracted from the actual cause, which how you spell athlete is not a priority way of spelling it. They spell it in different countries. We have different dialects. Obviously, it's going to sound different and be written different. Who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. Everybody's wrong. Right? So, yeah, I would dwell in those books. Yeah, definitely not. Whoa. Yeah, so it's interesting to know, where is this information coming from? Like, why is everybody just like just stop searching for anything, and see what the Mandela effect happens then. When you stop searching for shit, see how long it takes you to sit back and realize that's all you needed to do in the first place was stop worrying about the small shit and get worried about the bigger details and things. That's the way I look at it. There's got to be an explanation for it. And if I can come up with it, I'll give you some tidbits to be able to find someone that can. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm cooking. Hey, Kimchi Ray. Yeah, I'm actually ready to just kind of pause the video for a minute, take a break. I need to do a little girl's room calling me. So I don't know. I'm gonna try pausing this for a minute and see what we come up with. Okay, let's see if we can pause it.
Alright, guys, come back. Oh, goodness me. Alright. Had a little breather there. So remember, that's the number you need to call if you want to do a live energy read. So I think what I'm going to do is, I gotta start working with dream catchers again. Is there, okay, I know that there was somebody eating and listening. Yeah, I'm a little shy about eating when I'm at home or I'm like in public. I don't know, I just feel bizarre. So let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, basically that pretty much covers my day. So, how's the weather? The weather is sunny. We should go hang out outside for a bit and just like blow some people's mind. Do like a random, video of people and what their views are on the sun. I think we should do that one time. Just go randomly around with our little trusty little Android phone and see how it goes. See what kind of answers we end up with, right? Where's my charger for this? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, just go out and just start randomly talking to people over like the craziest little things. I think that would be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. I'd get a kick out of that, tell you the truth. Just ask people just random questions off the street. So, we're trying to do, ask everybody out in the public about certain topics. Are you aware of these things that are happening on in this world? And see how many people really actually know about it or even phased by it. They'd probably be the ones that you like set a nuclear bomb up and still go, huh? Kim GB, sure, no problem. I will check my emails. Okay. So what is, okay, now this is just a general intellectual, well, I'm not interested. An interesting question. How many of you people actually watch intuitive reads? Is there any particular readers that have actually done like spot on for you guys before that you've gone to or experienced? Or has it been ones that you have just randomly check? Do you guys are you guys interested in getting numerology done too as well? I have 2 people. Well, that's good. So again, you don't stick with just one general, that you kind of like a bit of a variety, and that's good. Good to have. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of people seem to question spirit energies, right? So I guess more or less understanding what is a demonic energy compared to what is a negative energy. Whereas mine, they're both in the same, as far as I'm concerned. But there was this topic that I was reading about the other day, and it was giving me she does the twin flame readings. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the twin flame. I'm waiting until I get my next set of cards to be able to do more of that. I just do your past, present, future type reads. The astrological ones I don't really get into because it can be solved just by there's a crow at my window. There's a message that has to be delivered apparently, so we'll have to pull some cards in a bit. It said that, and this is how I view it, and this is exactly how I view it as well. It says negative spirits are lost astral beings that are not at peace with themselves or have not fulfilled the promise. Without wanting, many of these spirits absorb spiritual energy, weakening the place where they are. Right? They're lost astral beings, just like I was saying, not even 20 minutes ago, about them being trapped in a dimension that they're
familiar with, but it seems familiar to them, but it's different. Um, so the evil ones or demons are different since their mission is to absorb energy intentionally. So they're intentionally causing the manifestation of their being, because they're withdrawing the energy from you, and that's why you get the flickering in the house and the power surges. Usually, if you get a lot of them, that's usually saying that a maleficent energy is sucking it. Uh, and they like dark objects, right? Um, so I'm just going to give you some ideas on if you have dark energy in your house, how you can actually carry out, especially in your home. Um, and it's ventilating a home is very important. It keeps the cleanses the negative energies. Painting with positive colors can help create an area with good energy. So like having lighter paint on your walls, not having like dark, dreary places where they like to hide, almost like dust bunnies type thing, but not dust. Okay, they're not dust bunnies. Um, and having negative energy is incense, especially sandalwood, eucalyptus, or rosemary, are great for blessing your house or smudging your house with. Sandalwood is one that I usually use because it's for balance. That's the one that I like personally using is sandalwood. And like I said, you can buy them in the dollar store. These ones in particular, I love this. They're an excellent one to use, right? And they're by Radiance. These ones are they smell awesome. They have a lot of scent with them, which is nice. So I'll burn like a sandalwood or whatever, a combination of the two. I do have like frankincense, the whole 9 yards. So I put on different ones for different aspects of reading and drawing in different energies for that. Sea salt is ideal to ward off negative energies. And the one thing that I have done in the past and I felt good about doing it is putting salt in your window ledges. It's said to be protection, that they can't cross salt, like they can't come in once they're out, they can't re-enter. So I put salt all down my window sills. And my partner asked me what the hell I was doing. I said, I'm blessing the house so that no spirit energy can come back in after it's been sent out. Once you do that, it's best recommended to also start at your doorway or start at the farthest corner of the room. So say you have a, okay, we'll use this for an example. So say you've got a room, okay. So you have your room here, and there's like a doorway. So here's the door, right? And the bedroom's like square shape, right? They say to start in the furthest point and sweep from the corner towards the door. So that means like sweep in the direction of the door to sweep any energy out. Okay, so here and then you go down this wall around the corner, sweep it towards out, and then in this area you'd sweep it all out the door. And then at that point you can put salt by the doors as well. My go-to lady, another one that is a native lady that does a lot of spirit work with ancestral work, guides and things, also mentioned to put at your front doorway, put a strip of tobacco. Like it has to be from a new cigarette, or even just buy a pouch of tobacco. And every once in a while, you just want to bless the house. You want to seal put a blessing, like almost like a little ring, a safety ring, around your house of tobacco, not lit, not anything, just sprinkle it around the doorway. Always remember that spirit energy is that, and that if you are on the other side and you are in a light being, they still need to eat. They don't eat like we do. They eat off the vibration of the food. It kind of feeds them. So it's not like we're eating, when it's actually going inside and being a healthy routine for us. But it's always nice to pay a little bit of respect to them, to say that you even recognize that they're there. And offer a plate of food. It may sound funny, it may sound awkward, but offer your house energies, the ones that are, in a positive state of mind, that they'll be able to manifest positive. Don't offer like demons or dark energies food, because they're not interested in food. They're interested in your personal energy that you're giving um, to suck. Like energy vampires, I like to call them. So just the scales balanced. I usually like to kind of leave a bit of something on my plate for them to have, like as a token of my affection, that I'm sharing my meal with them. I think that's why I don't get bothered that much, because I just pay the respects to them as I see fit, provided they aren't causing problems within my four walls, right? So yeah, so you can do that. You can do crystal work as well, meaning you can buy crystals, do your homework on which ones best resonate with what situation you're dealing with. I always have my amethyst around. It's a good healing and a good channeling crystal to have around when you're doing this kind of work. I've been sleeping wrong my whole life. Yeah, so that's if you're just trying to clear an energy off from a room, right? After that, it doesn't matter which way you sleep it. But always when you're doing the clearing of a room, it's best to start at the furthest point. Sweep it all together into the center and then out the door. And any energy, and as you're sweeping, say no negative energy or forces will be able to reside here. And keep saying that only positive, happy sources can remain in this room, where the dark energy has to go. And think of a mantra that resonates around those terms for yourself, because each person has a different way of saying it that works for them, and you'll finally find a certain way that you actually say a mantra for doing a room clearing or anything like that. And then light a white candle, seal the doorway with a white candle. Just seal any bad intentions will stay outside the door, and all the good intentions will be able to pass through. It's just like a dream catcher, right? You build the web, and in the bigger holes is where the dreams fall through, but in the smaller holes, it's where they get trapped through the outside rings, right? But they trap the dreams, and the other ones will float down the feathers on the edge, and float down the feathers and give you a more blessed sleep, protect you when you're in your dream state. So it's kind of like the same thing. You cleanse it. I've had people buy my dream catchers and they're scared to even clean them. They are cleanable, and just take a damp cloth to them and just wipe them off the dust, because the dust does settle on them. I ended up selling one, and it was never clean. She was panicking as to why it was getting so dusty. And I forgot to mention to her, you can actually wipe them down with a damp cloth, or even like one of those velour shaped lint brushes that have like that little red patch, a lint brush. You can use that on there. Don't recommend in dunking them into water, but you can use like a damp cloth just to clean off some of the dust and stuff to keep your energy flowing positively. So yeah. Is it true we can cleanse ourselves with salt? It is true you can actually cleanse yourself with salt water, if it works for you. It's how much intention you want it. If you want it to work for you, it will. And it's believing in what you're doing. And if you're sitting back kind of wondering what to do, salt baths are, a good cleansing. It helps a lot. Anything that related to salt is good for you. Putting it outside my windows, just a regular table salt, even. You don't have to have a specific one, although Himalayan salt crystal is actually the best for dietary purposes. It has the lowest amount of iodine in it, if not any, very little. The ones where the people have those salt rock lamps like I do, you can actually lick them and get a salt intake. I didn't believe it at first, so I ended up licking mine to make sure they were really salty. And yes, they were really salty. I'll tell you that much. They're 100% pure salt. It's easy to maintain your salt lamps as well if you do use the salt lamp for energy balancing. They don't really do a whole lot. People like to think that they have health benefits. Um, I would say that they have great benefits if you're meditating. As far as purifying the air, I don't think that it has a lot of valid um, enough valid to say that it does. Um, I've had mine in my home. I like it when there's a low light. I like the light that they give off, but other than that, I don't think they really are a living source. Kind of like that they're actually, alive and recreating. Because once you take it away from the source, it stops creating. It does. You don't see my rocks all getting bigger and bigger. It doesn't grow, right? So it's not a living organism. So I wouldn't really be thinking that it's going to be as effective as like a household plant to clear out, your oxygen and create carbon dioxide, which is then created into oxygen again. The more plants you do have in your home, the better filtered air you will actually breathe, though, because of the plant in itself has its little photosynthesis stages it goes through. Um, so I always like to keep a plant in my house, and I'm usually pretty good at taking care of them. Like this one was on its last leg and it's coming back. This is considered to be what they call a money plant, so it'll get the big feathers and long vines. So yeah, so I brought it back to life. Brought in quite a few plants back to life in this last year, and really paid attention to, getting up and doing some gardening and having a live actual plant staying inside is a feat to be held, especially in this house because you don't get much natural light. But yeah, sunlight is a very good resource for burning residual energy. I've gone and actually just sat out with the sun beating down to the point where I felt like it was like right against my face, almost meditated to like feeling like I just tranced up right up next to the sun, and it was warm and it felt so amazing. It's great when you can have those experiences and just know that you can actually get by with even having sun, water, basic essential food like fruits and vegetables. We have lots of that because I've changed my diet completely. I don't eat a lot of meat. I will eat meat once in a while, but very little. I'm not a big fan. Like I'll eat like chicken breast or like tuna salad or something like that. It's more of a lighter meat, like the beef. I'm just really starting to not like the taste of it. I can't believe it. It's not, it's just more, when you start dealing with other flavored foods that taste differently, you kind of lose that interest in that blah meat taste, is what I get. I get a very blah taste if I don't season it, all kinds of seasonings in it and put some life into it. It tastes just blah. I just can't do blah meat. I can do meat and like liver and chicken and things that are more lighter in the whole texture of it. It's fine. Like I'll have like stir fries and stuff. Um, but other than actually like really wanting to eat meat, it has to be bone free. I'm finicky. Me too. I stopped eating beef and pork. It's been months now. Yeah, I can't handle that blah feeling when you eat, and it's heavy. I would once in a while like have a barbecue burger or something along those lines, right? Something just because that's all that's available or whatever. But I try not to. It's not, and it's nothing to do with saving a life or anything like that with me. It's just my body has reacted better to my allergic reactions that I do have a lot better than it was when I was actually eating food that I'm not even supposed to have, like peanut butter and eggs, milk, dairy products I'm not supposed to even have because I break out in a rash. I was having a big thing going on with that. But yeah, talking about food and actually, finding one avenue that fit that I didn't have to recreate any more problems in my eczema or having a weeping skin effect. My skin is actually healthier. You would never even know that I even changed my diet that much. I don't have as many breakouts. I actually feel better when I am eating fruit. The lighter weight of food is a blessing. it's healthier eating so I can maintain my diet, so I can maintain my body to the best of my ability. I don't eat a lot to begin with, and I think that's where that whole, I don't know, I used to be bulimic when I was younger, and I would binge eat. I don't do that anymore. I actually will try to eat at least one meal a day, whether it be, healthy or not. That's the sight to be seen. Sometimes I don't eat as healthy as I should be, but overall, I try to look after myself the best that I know how, and to remain, what's comfortable within my means of, my dietary needs. Right? So your body will let you know if you need something. Like I know I have a low iron level, so I have to start eating a bit more liver. But other than that, it's pretty basic, very simple living, and it's like being back to basics, like back to nuts and the basic, most essential nutrients of like, bread, fish, chicken, all the so-called food groups. But I balanced it, I, couldn't understand why. I just stopped wanting to taste that. It was just like a bland blood look. It doesn't do anything for me unless it's like barbecued or flavored, right? Or marinated meat. I really enjoy marinated meat. It's softer on the dietary intake for me. But that's about it. Would I change any of it? No, I wouldn't. I'm grateful for the way that my body's turned out and has been more in an active feeling, active motivation. It's easier to maintain when you actually are on a vegetarian. Vegan to me is that you're still allowed to have certain meats. Like I don't give up totally on my meat because your body does need a slight bit of protein in its dietary. So unless you want to transfer it out for something else that is proven to have protein in it, that can provide you with the calcium and nutrients that say a chicken breast could give you. I find that chicken breast is probably the cleanest out of them. They don't have a lot of blood in them. They're very light, easy to prepare. So yeah. Anything else? Dietary, not a whole lot more than that. But I think it's time to take a break. I have been going and going for like, I believe, what does it say? An hour and 19 minutes since this feed started. So that's what it says up there. I don't know how long it really is, but I guess we'll find out. So if there's any other questions as far as dietary or anything else, I'm going to change the title of this. It's just will you be on later today? I am thinking of doing one probably like a late night session, probably about 9:30. For 9:30ish, I just want to get some things done and hopefully get this other dream catcher done, and then I'm pretty much back on schedule. And if I probably will be in touch with Champagne Seed to get her reading done. I have her reading to do. So hopefully, if you don't see a live like icon showing up by my channel, just leave a message on on today's video and just find out, because I might have forgotten to set up the live feed. It depends on which device I'm going to use for the live feed, so we're going to figure that out. But if I do, it could probably be closer between 8:30 and 9 at the absolute latest, 9:30. So if you don't see anything notification from me by 9:30, then I probably won't. It all depends on how my day goes and how much energy I've spent. So I've spent quite a bit just doing this. That's why I'm getting tired. I need to go regenerate, go and get some energy into me. But yeah, so usually I don't like to go too late. So like 8 or 9 is usually when I like to, because then parents get their kids to bed. They have a little bit of free time before they head to bed that they can catch something, a bit of it or whatever, right? But I'm grateful that you guys are making my subscribers list so much bigger, and I appreciate all of you guys coming around and hanging out. So we'll see what happens as far as the letter tonight. So yeah, so how about we set the nighttime one for 9 o'clock or 9:09 or 9:06 or 9:19. I like to have like a sequence in there somewhere and just get off the rock, not random, right? Not sitting on the hour, half past the hour. So if you don't see anything from my channel or a live link to be going live, then I probably might take a break for the night. Yeah, I do too. I enjoy them. I'm trying to get into a regular ritual of being, have a morning kind of afternoon session, or like brunch kind of thing, and then have a later evening situation going, so that we have a good idea of where we're going to head with our dream states, and so we can all be supportive of each other. If anything wants to come and arise, then we're all kind of on the same page with how to better help each other, right? So that's where I'm channeling the information from, for assistance in situations. Mine's not the all be all end all. It's it's what's resonating for you, and I'm grateful that I've been like so spot on with you guys. It's really truly a blessing just to confirm my skills, and it's great to know that I'm on the right path. And I had channeled through a friend of mine in the UK. My grandparents said that they are grateful for the path when I'm traveling on it, to never give up, is to keep moving forward with whatever dream I'm doing this for. So yeah, so that's what I've been, and I have the utmost respect for my elders. So I keep my, foot in both sides. I don't give up either side. I don't shun out one because it's better than the other. It's all equal, and it's an equal playing ground as far as I'm concerned. Or it's like it's no point of playing, right? If it's not going to be equal and fair for everybody to have an opportunity just to get a taste of, what is possibly able to come through on reading. So yeah, but I need to go and just regenerate. Maybe have a bit of a minute to relax and regenerate. Maybe do some meditation, just calm my energy fields and just let them reboot. So if I'm not on by 9:30, I probably won't. But knowing me, I probably will be. So keep your eyes open. Don't forget, I'm going to probably start the live feed notification about a half an hour early, so that you can share it with people. You click on the little share button to share the information, and it'd be great for whatever you guys can do to help create some subscribers to my channel. Even though it's been growing rapidly, it's been gaining 2 to 3 subscribers a day. So far I'm up, I think, 20 subscribers this week, which is really awesome. It's a nice thing to see that the messages are getting out there and people are sharing the information. So I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for my spirit guides, my energy guides, my guardians, my ancestors, to all my relations. Hi, and have a blessed afternoon, and we shall see you guys on the lighter side of life. A little bit lighter. We'll get lit again. We'll have some good laughs, and I'll see if I can come up with some random stuff that you guys don't know what it'll be. Maybe we'll have some good chuckles again. But you guys have a great afternoon, and we will talk to you soon. Okay? Love and light, you guys. Yeah, so I want to get some things done. I have to get focused back onto some tasks that I want to get done for today. So peace, love, and light, and don't forget to like, share, and comment the video, please. It's a great feeling to see you guys liking the comments and everything else that goes along with it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you all later.